In the last video on journaling, I went over the numerous benefits that I receive from journaling. In this video, I'm going to go over how you can start the practice. Journaling is a really easy habit to implement, and the mental progress that you will see from a habit like journaling is incredible. Journaling offers you opportunities to learn about yourself and your thinking patterns, track progress on your goals and mindset, remember things, and give intense mental clarity and insight, even in stressful situations. With so many benefits, you should definitely be implementing the habit of journaling. When you start journaling, I recommend gratitude journaling. I started gratitude journaling while I was struggling with my mental health. Smoking weed every day, crying a lot, just not a good space mentally. I discovered it from a Hamza video about mental health where he was talking about the school well-being Coursera course. In the course, they had these actionable tasks, and one of the tasks was gratitude journaling. To start gratitude journaling, all you need to do is write down something you're grateful for. This may seem hard at first, but it can be anything. For example, your bed. Continue to write what you're grateful for until you run out of things to say or get bored of it. Add this to your habit tracker and check it off every day. Gratitude journaling makes you realize what you truly have and how easy it is to look over it in our consumer culture. Stop looking towards the next thing and be grateful for what you have. Being grateful is better than trying to be happy because happiness fleets and you can always find something to be grateful about. In many cases, gratefulness also brings happiness. I recommend you start the journaling practice with gratitude journaling just because of how easy it is. The prompt of writing what you're grateful for is very simple. It also encourages and or perpetuates a positive mindset. Make the habit of writing what you're grateful for every day. It can be page fulls or a couple of sentences. Just get into the habit of doing it every day. Getting into the habit of doing gratitude journaling every day makes it easy to implement the other styles of journaling. The next style of journaling I recommend implementing is fact accumulation journaling. This form of journaling has genuinely made me a smarter, well-educated person. I do two forms of fact accumulation journaling. One is more specific on books, where I write what I want to remember, questions and comments, or personal connections. The other form of fact accumulation journaling that I do is where I write general things that I've learned throughout the day, which is good for general learning, but the other one is more towards specialization. I do the more topic-specific journaling on books in a notebook, and the general learning in the notes app on my phone because I always have it with me. To start the more specific kind of fact accumulation journaling, listen to audiobooks, watch documentaries, or read about topics that you're interested in, or topics that will help you grow as a person. Take notes on the information you deem important or the information that evokes thoughts out of you. Rate how you feel as you hear these things as well. Make personal connections on top of writing things down. Making personal connections on top of writing things down helps you retain the information better. To start the more broad kind of fact accumulation journaling, when you learn something you want to remember, write it down. This should occur just in day-to-day life, whether that be from a YouTube video, a conversation, or a podcast. Just make sure to write down what you learn. Fact accumulation journaling will improve your overall knowledge and make you a better conversationist since you have more to talk about. Do this every day. The next style of journaling that you should be implementing is thought dumps. Write down your thoughts and ideas. Dump whatever is on your brain onto the page. This form of journaling gives intense mental clarity and is a style of journaling that most feels like talking to yourself. Thought dumps give you a sense of how your thought patterns operate, which can be very helpful in self-improvement. This form of journaling also serves well to introspection and would function to make you a more introspective person. Dumping your thoughts on the page is quite easy too. When doing thought dumps, make sure that you're not forcing your thought. Be honest with yourself about what comes to mind. Do this 3 times a week. The last form of journaling I recommend implementing is goal-setting journaling. For this style of journaling, write what you want to achieve and outline the steps that you're going to take to achieve it. The second part is very important because if you just write your goals and don't outline how you're going to achieve it, your goals can seem impossible. Break down the steps of your goal to the littlest step that you're willing to take and then take that step. The clarity you get from outlining the steps is impeccable, and taking the first tiny step gives you the momentum to follow through on the rest. Taking that one tiny step can be the difference between completing your goals and dying with your dreams. Do this form of journaling once or twice a month, one time for short-term goals and another time for long-term goals. That concludes my journaling tutorial video. I hope you implement what you learned in this video to see amazing results. Until then, next time.